Today, we have to apply this inspiration at some point.
In the presence of again Mr. Kasturi here, I must say again the point that I raised in the Crystal Hall as well. The difference of the teachers here is the difference of the heads. The heads will give freedom to their teachers to take risk. They are just like me or maybe like her. But I'm sorry, the 100 years of teaching in a very closed box, it goes back to the somewhere wrong something. I'm given the liberty to do whatever I want.
What year did you say you were teaching?
11th, economics. I take 10th and I call it Bigonomics. I don't call it economics. I call it Bigonomics. Economics from Big House. So I had to teach monetary policy. And why not?
I like that.
I have a Bigonomic forum in my class. And they speak about everything.
And it's all about the freedom which you have to give to the teachers. Because
see,
after so much hard work, too many presentations, group work, written feedback, and on the copy register day, like the day which has been assigned to you for copy taking, it's written quite clearly on that performer, less copy work.
No, my copy was 5 years. I gave my students.
Judged by, at the end of the year, we are judged by the stuff we have in our copies. If our copy was less, no matter how many presentations we have.
I would go to defend the heads over it. You see, if we're doing something, a kind of project-based learning in a classroom situation, the heads do not know what we're doing. The heads do not know economics.
Communication.
Why not?
You don't know.
This is why, you know, when you think of projects, I'm coming up with ideas ad hoc here. I didn't prepare for today. I'm just talking as we go along. And that's what I wanted to do today. When we're talking about building communities, what is the community? It starts off with your school, your students, and the parents. The project does not have to stop at the school. You have to make that gap. You have to educate the parents and take that project home. So you may not have time, and I completely, like I said, I understand your dilemma here. But maybe you can bring the ownership of the children a little bit into it and have the parents contribute to the child's learning as well. So they're completely in tune and they don't think like what you said earlier, she dropped from a 96% to a 92% and the father was so sorely disappointed.
Think about
Bring them
those
to the
teachers
fact that how much the child is, the information they're retaining and how much a part of their learning they
How
are.
you plan it.
Gee.
There should be a really school of tomorrow. So can I say that we can expect tomorrow we are going to have a school of our own? Instead of Cambridge examination, we are calling them.
When Gilani was there, did you ask him? You should have asked him.
No.
Okay, come on guys, we have 15 minutes. I want to come up
with
with what you're going to do in your classrooms.
Aisha, I'm sorry, but I just want to take my point, please. Because we are focused on Cambridge examination, I'm going to refer to this point. We are too focused on Cambridge examination and the result and the grade we are going to get that.
The school of tomorrow.
That part is missing also. The Cambridge, that is not important than
We
the
should
grade.
have our own
in our
evaluation
environment.
system. We should have our own boards. I think if you just bear with us a little bit, you will get at what time? Because there are new times and I'm going to pass this around. But by 2:45 it says, we are going to go through the new school improvement plans that we do have. So you will, a lot of your answers will be, your questions will be answered. Okay? I'm not at liberty to say it because I don't know. So we'll all learn together. Which is what? Let's hear them out first. I think the school improvement plan is going to draw out that plan that Beacon House has for the school of tomorrow. Okay?
Being the spokesperson of this group, I'll first tell that we all were really inspired by the child's poem that we heard in the morning. And we all are now convinced that we should allow our students freedom for decision making and freedom and the liberty to decide what they want to learn. And for that, we have to bear with the senior persons who are teaching senior secondary schools because they have this problem that the exam-oriented teaching does not allow them this diversity and this liberty. They are not convinced to give the students this liberty to decide of their own learning because of the constraints of the curriculum coverage. And for myself, I'll say that I'm pursuing an MPhil, and this is my final year, and I'm actually working on my thesis. I've just recently started working on my thesis, and that is to explore alternative ways of assessments as compared to the traditional pen and paper ways.
Can this table tell me what is the one thing that you are going to do back in your classroom?
We'll try the project-based learning.
Is there anything else that you can do besides project-based learning?
We're going to ensure that, like we were discussing, he is a secondary person. This is what we have been talking about. O and A level. I don't think so.
It's fun. Try it.
It's fun. Okay. We've been discussing this about O and A level. Yes, that is a dilemma. At early years in primary, we can do this, and we have been doing, creative things with the curriculum. And this is manageable, and this can be done at early years as well as primary. And like I was explaining it to him, that the gap between probably the kind of learning that we are looking at, it actually develops the lifelong skills, the 21st century skills. And I believe so that these skills are very important for O and A level students. If we have to go for O and A level students, these are the skills that we are developing. And the foundation has to be kept at early years in primary. So I feel, we must go for it. And it is very important.
The attitude is the first thing.
Yes.
Go for it. We have very little time in this one quick round.
I think that we can try this in middle section also, and I'm going to do my thesis on the middle section.
Let's give her a round of applause. Encouragement. Okay, let's quickly. Can I ask you to just be very quick?
Yes.
Because time is of the essence.
I don't need it. I'm sorry. Our table has decided that we'll be more prone to risk-taking in whatever we do, whether it's project-based, whether it's the regular learning, because we are reluctant in so many things. I'm reluctant in copy work, but I won't be anymore because I'll try and find out ways to...
Great, we've started a revolution.
So that's one thing that we have decided. And because risk-taking is not only in project-based, in so many things. Maybe in allowing our children to question us, because we are an agricultural country, so we have a culture to agree to everything. So I'll bring about a disagricultural country, maybe. So
exactly. It's a new Benocami. What was it?
Agricultural country.
Let's get that table.
We've all decided to give our children ownership of learning, but with discipline and guidance. Because unless we don't teach through our attitude our children that they should value themselves, how can they benefit others? We are all working for a sustainable development, education and sustainable development. The world and its resources can only be sustained if we give the world our best. And unless our students do not realize this is the best I have, how can they give it to others? So it's not that I will tell him that you don't want to become a doctor, do not become a doctor.
Exactly.
Your father is forcing him to. If I see yes, he has the potential, slowly and gradually I'll guide him, but just go for it, give it a try, give these subjects a try, you're going to prove yourself good at it. But if he does not have it, I'll definitely support him, I'll convince him, you have this positive thing in yourself, talk to your parents, bring them to me, I'll convey them.
People can be intelligent in
Exactly.
something else other than what they need
So,
to be.
as a teacher, other than finishing the curriculum, we have a role that we should also guide our students. We should counsel them that they have a certain area in which they are good, at which they are good at, and they should step forward in that.
Thank you so much. Can we have a round of applause for that as well? We're going to not do a discussion. We're going to keep going. One of the things that I want to tell you is on the point that you made. There's the multiple intelligences. Different people have different their abilities, and also I mentioned this yesterday in my workshop. In a project, sometimes we see a project slowing down or children losing interest, and when we go back to our observation copies and look at and observe, the thing that we come up with is because the project became too challenging. When it becomes too challenging, think of it as a herd, the entire group. That one child will be willing to take it forward, but the rest of the group will say, especially the lower ability kids, will say, oh, ye bahut mushkil hai, I don't want to do it, I'm not interested, ma'am, because that's a great out for them. I'm not interested, this is no longer. So what you do is, you stop the project right there and you give them the skills to make it so that it becomes challenging again.
And one of my colleagues had a very strong opinion that yes, we do believe that our students are very, very potential and they are going for anything. But do not forget our role. We are, of course, we have better learned than them, we know more than them. So we should always be guiding them. We have to give them freedom, but under a discipline and under a check.
Thank you.
We have decided, especially for seniors, we are using a balanced use of IT so that we can overcome the constraint of time. So that we test and we see that how much we are able to cover and what are the results.
That's very tangible. That's a great thing to do. Please let's give them a round of applause. Okay, this table.
What we have come together, most of the points they have been said, but our table has decided to take risks because we are from different levels. So according to our levels, we have decided to take risks, but how that we are still going to work out and meeting the deadlines and all this time constraints.
But you're going to go back and you're going to give this risk and support this idea. Excellent. This takers on this table too. Well, I just want to close this session with is just my own thoughts, and my thoughts are that we keep saying preparation for life, preparing our students for life, but in another 20 years life is not going to do what you and I think it's going to do. Okay? More importantly, I stress on this because it's something very close to my heart. We are not inheriting the planet that our forefathers inherited. We are not inheriting, our children are not going to inherit the planet that we inherited. In 20 years, there's a water crisis, there's disease, there's famine, there's all, the planet's resources are being used. Our children in 20 years have read different various scary studies, and there will be no clean water in Pakistan in 15 more years. 15 years. I think I won't be dead in 15 years, I'll still be alive. And that is so scary to me that we have that. And those are one of the areas which I want you all to think about. Forget doing the large things in life. Bring the children and make them understand that they are nothing without their planet, and if they do not take care of it now. And in my school what we do is we reuse everything. Okay, so one thing is not just, we just don't recycle and say, oh, this is going in the recycling bin. We say, no, this is going to be reused first. Everything must be reused 3 times before it can be recycled. Okay, so these are small things that you can start talking at a very early stage to your children, and then at a very, very deep level with your older students, and try and make that your part of your projects. There are resources online on sustainable development, both the planet, and there are projects online. There is a couple of websites I want to give you. It's called edutopia.org, EDUTOPIA. EDUTOPIA. It's like an educational utopia body. Yeah, edutopia.org. They will have, just go up and sign up on that website, and you will start getting their weekly newsletters, and you'll start getting links to all kinds of projects and all kinds of innovative ideas that are out there. So please go to this particular website because it's all about PBL. And they have videos, they have concepts, they have a lot of things that you can, if you have any questions, you can see. Thank you so much, everyone. Be inspired, go ahead.